Ma.
I like the DCs like I like my ketchup.
Disgustingly?
On everything.
Oh, gotcha.
All right. Let's, here we are. Every time I feel like I touch this, it gets loose again, and I don't, you know what I mean?
Need some Loctite.
I think we need to up our mic game a little bit at some point here.
What about the ones that hang from the ceiling, like before boxing fights? Can we get those? They just come down.
Swinging around. You're going to try and talk into it as it goes by. Yeah. You're like, hey, your turn to talk. Throw it at you.
End up with a couple black eyes or something.
No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, man. Here we are, episode 14.
Big 1-4.
Big 1-4, yeah.
Anything special about 14?
Just kind of that I think of.
Normal number, nothing.
No, I thought maybe you had something in mind that I forgot. Like, it's our anniversary. You know what I mean? Something. Uh-huh. Isn't there something?
Do we have an anniversary?
You should be remembering about this. Yeah. Nothing I can think of though.
Okay.
Yeah, episode 14, man. So what's been going on since we did the last one?
Oh, geez. Got to go to some races on the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fall series.
That was wicked, hey?
I thought it was pretty cool.
Well, yeah, you got some front row seats.
I got a picture or two.
Yeah, absolutely. If the people that are just listening haven't seen it yet, head over to Rick's Instagram.
Oh, geez.
And check out the what I'm sure is going to be a viral.
Spare me the
reel.
Embarrassment. You don't need to go see that.
So good. It was so good.
Yeah.
Head over to Rick's Instagram and check out the reel from the races. You're gonna love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's a gooder.
It is. Mm-hmm. But before we do that, we got to roll through the intro here and tell people what the show is.
What is a show?
Over to you.
Okay, it's a podcast where two guys talk about.
No, don't. You can't. You can't. Why do you make it weird right out of the gate? This is a show about two guys.
Two guys getting it on about moto stuff and other stuff on top of that. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on.
You know what? Fair enough. That's it now. That's the intro now.
Yeah. Oh,
I like it.
Great. Can we cut that?
No.
Chop, chop. Snip, snap,
there was
snap.
zero editing in this.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, I'm just going to upload it.
Okay.
Yeah, as is.
Full send.
Yep. You get what you get.
You can get what I give you.
Totally.
That's it.
Right on. So, this is a Fit4Moto Podcast, man. And episode 14. Mm-hmm. Let's roll the intro and let's get to it.
Why do you even let me try and do the intro?
Because I like seeing you struggle through it.
Just sweating bullets here.
You're like, this is just two guys, and it's two guys doing stuff, and
we're in the house.
And we like
sometimes.
Talking stuff. Ooh.
I think that drink was in perfect unison,
dude,
by the way. That
was good timing. Hey, the
good.
song ended like as soon as we were ready to talk again.
And we're here to hit the ground rolling.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we went to the race on the weekend. Mm-hmm. Yeah, or races, I guess. Which was a wicked fun time.
Yeah, it was really good.
Lots of carnage. And you know what? When we first got there, there's just something about it. I'm like, I bet you there's going to be a lot of crashes this weekend. And I don't know why that is, but I just felt like there was going to be, because I thought, well, you know, coming into the fall, people have been riding throughout the whole season. Mm-hmm. So you'd think there would be less crashes, right? But at the same time, I don't know, maybe people are just like, I'm just going to send it because the season's coming to an end.
Let's go. I got all winter to recover.
Yeah,
Let's do
totally,
this.
Right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, there was a few crashes. So for some of the dudes that I know that had some crashes, hopefully you're doing okay. Mm-hmm. There's some gnarly ones for sure. Some not good ones.
I feel partly to blame. Each time my nephew and I tried to get a picture or a selfie or a video, there was a crash. Every freaking time.
Dude.
Oh, man.
I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse. Like you could just go, just stand somewhere on the track and people just start crashing. Just have a camera rolling and you will have the most amazing Instagram account ever.
Dude, it'll be like the most mellow section of any track. I'll try and grab a video and there'll be carnage, mayhem. The race shut down, it's over.
Totally, yeah. Yeah, but there was a few crashes, but it was overall, I mean, there was a couple pauses in the races, but overall, obviously the race was well done and all that stuff. But yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, I love how smooth the races are there.
Yeah,
Like,
they
they're
run
so
it well,
good.
don't they?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we brought out the cooler a little bit on the races there.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do some laps on it.
Yeah.
And actually, like, you know, when they had like the 30-second board up, I wanted to come out of the gate and just start ripping down the straightaway.
Oh, next time.
But yeah, I don't want to get people in trouble, you know, but it would be hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
No one can say otherwise. That would be funny.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Even if you just lined up at the gate.
Totally. I should try and
be the first one out there, see if you can just sneak on.
I should just try and sneak over to the gate.
Yeah.
Like in full moto gear. It'd be wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had some questions though about kind of the start of the race.
Yeah. Yeah. A handful of them. So, just about the start, the whole shot. First off, what's a big deal about the whole shot?
Well, it's really like when you, if you start kind of in the mid pack or in the back, for a couple things, it can be really hard to pass people.
Okay.
And you end up going their pace instead of, you know, going your actual pace if you're faster than them, that is, right? So, like I say, if you start mid pack or if you start in the back of the pack, that's bad because you can't open it up and get going and start to kind of gap everyone. And that's why you'll find like some of the guys are actually pretty good riders for the class that they're in. If they end up starting in the back or, you know, don't end up starting up front somewhere, say in the first top 5, right? What you'll find is that they will go noticeably slower than they should be going for that class.
Gotcha.
or what their skill level is. So the start is super, super important in the race.
Okay.
Yeah.
So start's important. What about your gate position? Is that important as well?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Gate pick definitely helps a bunch. The only caveat I'll say to that is depending on what your skill level is comparative to the class that you're in. So for example, you know, if a super, super fast pro shows up and to like say some, you know, a smaller race where there's only a handful of guys in it and there's some crazy fast pro that shows up, it ain't going to matter what gate he's on. He's going to pass everyone and take off, right?
Gotcha.
But that being said, all things created equal, if let's say it's a class of juniors and that class of juniors is, you know, somewhat close, there's always going to be a couple of the faster dudes in a class. But, you know, if they're all somewhat close, then, yeah, your gate pick matters big time. Yeah, because you want to be able to get to that first corner first and in the line that you want to be in. So let's say, for example, if you're outside and you get a really good jump on the gate, but then you start heading in, you're probably going to get pushed wide if you're on one of the outside gates, unless you really rip a whole shot, which happens. But again, all things being created equal, you really want that be in a position where you kind of control the line, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So with that being said, is there one spot that's kind of a good spot on all tracks, or depending on the track that you're racing at, is there positions that are way better than others?
Yeah, I would say it just probably depends on the track.
Okay.
You want to be, I mean, it totally depends on the track, I guess, but at the same time, there's a couple things that are important. So like if you were lining up for a race, my advice to you would be, you want to have a straight shot to the inside line of the first corner. That's generally, like, this is a really general way of putting it.
Okay.
You don't want to have to come from the outside, and you don't want to have to come from like the extreme inside and have to kind of funnel in. If you can, you want to be able to kind of get that straight shot. So if you get a good jump, all you have to do is go straight and you're kind of pointed right at that inside line. And the inside line is important because when you control that, you control the start of the race.
Gotcha. So when you're lining up, you're getting ready to go, getting ready for gate drop. If you are, say, a vet who's going to work on Monday versus somebody who's trying to make money off of this, what's the difference in intensity?
Well, yeah, so that's where you'll see guys have big pileups and stuff, right? And other people kind of dial it back a bit. You know, personally, I'm a person that dials it back because it's just a club race. I'm not racing for money, and even if I was, it would be a couple $100 or something, right?
Yep.
It's not worth diving headfirst into the corner and getting taken out, which you saw happen quite a bit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Guys were getting pushed off the track. There are some people that are willing to send it in there for that piece of plastic, the trophy. So for me personally, I dial it back. However, if you're a really competitive person, you're trying to move up through the classes and stuff, and the start is important,
Yep.
then yeah, you're going to get some guys that really mail it in there.
Gotcha. I've got video of you in the spring series. Gate drop, guy crashes. You pull over, get off your bike to make sure that he's okay and help him, and then you spent the rest of the race just catching up and passing people.
Totally, yeah. And I just recognize that for me that the racing, I just do it because I like dirt bikes, right? I have no big ideations of winning a bunch of money and getting a factory bike deal and all these things. There's more important things to me than the placing is.
Yep.
So yeah, I'll dial it back. I'll make sure it's safe so I can live to fight another day and I can make it through the race cleanly, right? Even if you get a decent start, there's guys that are aggressive, even in some of the vet classes, there's guys that are aggressive that will just T-bone you and try and keep going.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, they're just super competitive guys, right? They're really intense. And it's just not for me. I'm past that. My days of risking it all in a club race for a plastic trophy are long gone.
Dude, us old boys don't heal as quickly.
No. And there's other priorities in life, right? The result of that race is probably the last thing that I care about.
Yeah.
We have businesses to run, we have podcasts to do, we have videos to do, we have all these different things, coaching. I need to be good to go for all those things. And so if that means in the race, I pull over and be like, dude, are you okay? And then I take off and just ride my own race. And if I pass people, great. If I don't, well, it is what it is, man. I do know that if I crash, I want someone to check that if I'm okay, right? We're all there, again, no one's there on a factory ride making money. So
you're there because you enjoy it.
Yeah, totally. It's a fairly small community and you want to have fun. So, and a lot of people do. A lot of people like, they'll go over and check on you or help you pick your bike up off the track or whatever it is. But I do think that that's really important. So yeah, I like being one of the guys that helps. Yeah.
So, track etiquette or race etiquette, when people are stuck on the track, especially when they're kids, bike won't start, they tipped over in a corner. How long do you wait until you as a spectator go and help?
For the kids, I would say the smaller the kid, the faster you go to help them. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's probably for a couple of reasons. So one, they're going to need the help, but two, you don't want them or the person helping them to get run into, because a lot of the little kids, they're just learning, so they don't look far ahead on the track, right?
Totally. I was thinking more for safety because, a handful of kids come around the corner and they might not be as quick to react as the pros or.
Totally. And a lot of guys, a lot of the little dudes, they have some trouble picking their bike up off the track, right? It's heavy for them.
Yeah.
I would say the smaller the kid, the quicker you can be. That being said, like there was a couple pileups that I saw just this last weekend, and I went running over to try and help pick up bikes and all that. But as I was heading over, I see them get up and they're starting to work their, pick their bikes up and stuff. To me, that's not, you shouldn't help them. Like, I shouldn't say you shouldn't, but the reason that I wouldn't is they're obviously not hurt. They're getting up and they're going to try and pick their bikes up and get going again. Right. And the other part is that's part of racing. You have to get up, get your bike going again, and get going. Right?
Totally. Yeah. So, I was just thinking of one little kiddo. Without assistance from an adult, he wouldn't have gotten his bike going.
Yeah. So, totally. Yeah. And that would suck for that little guy, right?
Totally,
so, I would say the smaller the kid, the faster you go. Yeah. Try and help the little guy out. And man, some of those little guys, like, I saw this one little guy. He came around. Actually, it was that same corner that you got the video into the pileup.
That was an awesome corner. That was so much fun to watch.
Yeah, it was. It's a challenging section. But so this little guy comes around the corner, back end slides out, and then he kind of does like a tank slapper and like just slams the ground. And I'm like, holy! So I go running over and immediately I'm like, are you okay? Dude, he popped up, picked his bike up, fired it up, and was gone like in seconds. And I was standing there going like, you hit the ground super hard, dude. Like there's no way that didn't hurt. And tough little guy just got up and put his foot into it and was gone.
Dude, they're made out of rubber.
I know, right?
They are. It's no joke.
Yeah, I would be sitting there for a bit going, okay, can I move my arms? Can I move my feet? How's my head, right? Like I would not be getting up and going after what I saw. There's no way.
Doing a quick self-check to make sure you're in one piece.
Totally, yeah. But this little ripper, dude, he just bounced off the ground, got up and kept going. Like, He smoked the ground, and I couldn't believe how quickly he just got up and like just was wide open again. As soon as he got up and got back on the bike, he was wide open again.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, they're pretty cool little rippers.
Yep.
Yeah.
One thing that I thought was pretty funny when you were out there cheering for that one kid in particular. What happened with him?
Oh yeah. So
just screwed up his race, his lap time.
I totally, and not intentionally, but especially with the smaller kids, their parents are there and they cheer for them and stuff. But it just means a lot to them when they get that encouragement when they're out on the track. And some of the kids, you can tell they've been racing for a while already, right? This is nothing new to them. But some of the kids that show up, it's obvious that this is their first race, right? They're way behind some of the other kids. They're riding a bike that is probably off the farm, and they have a helmet that doesn't have a visor. Like, you can tell that moto is not their it's not their concentration, right? Which, nothing wrong with that. I think that that's fantastic that they're just showing up to take part in it. I think that that's really cool. So hats off to to the parents that bring the kids and the little dudes that try. And so this was one of those kids, and he was on a little PW50, and the acceleration bumps were like basically like a full grown bike going through Supercross whoops for this little dude, right? So he's like going across these bumps, and so as he's going across, I start clapping, and I'm like, "Good job, buddy, good job." And he stops on the track. He turns around and looks at me like, "What did you say?" He stops in the middle of the race and looks at me like, "I heard you say something." Yeah. And I'm like, "No, like, keep going, dude." And he's like, "Oh," and he starts giving it gas and gets going again. It was the most adorable thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And then there's actually a couple another 50 class that I saw where a couple kids, they stopped what they thought was the finish line, but it wasn't. And they're kind of looking around. I heard the parents come over, "You're not done yet." And they get back on the track and finish. There was still like maybe, I don't know, a quarter of a lap or something to go. And, but they had thought the race was over. So they just pulled off, and they're looking around like, "Well, that was fun. Thanks for having us." And the race wasn't even done yet.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I forgot about that little guy that stopped and looked at me. That was pretty cute.
Yeah. It's neat to see out there cheering. I feel like everybody.
Yeah, like I could honestly stand there the entire race order, and there's tons of people in each class that I want to cheer for.
Yeah, it's not just like kids that you coach, like everybody.
Yeah, there's tons of riders just locally, right? So
yeah, it's nice hanging out with you too, because you're like an announcer. I ask you all the questions, like, "Oh yeah, that's this guy. He's known for this. That guy, he's from here. Yeah, I've raced with that guy, rode with that guy." Like, everyone, and a little bit of backstory about them all. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I guess just being around that facility so much in particular, you kind of get to know the people and stuff. But yeah, I like cheering, man. I think it's fun, and I like you can see people, especially again, some of the newer riders who are not really used to it. You can see them when they come around that section, they'll glance over and have a look and be like, "Am I doing good?" So I like being there to encourage them and let them know that they are doing good.
And not just the kiddos. There's one of the adults too that came by and thanked you for it, and he's like, "Yeah, that encouragement, that cheering gave me what I needed to push a little bit harder and make a pass." So.
Totally, dude. And even from my own experience, when I'm out doing a moto, like for example, the Outliers, when I was doing the Enduro Cross, and I could hear people cheering my name as I went around the track. Like, that's huge, dude. That's huge, right?
Such a big confidence boost. So like I'll be at the track with you, or you and Tyler, and you guys will be coaching me through something, and just having you guys there and cheering and supporting me, I feel like I'm able to accomplish so much more. Yeah,
totally. Yeah. So I think it's important. If you have the time, I try and go out and do a little cheering if I can. I probably I don't know, my hands were sore after from clapping so much.
That was a lot of clapping, man. So much.
Yeah. But speaking of cheering and racing, the last podcast we talked about doing the Glen Helen 24-hour race.
Yes.
Now, there's been a change of plans.
For the better?
For the better, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, because we have a much better game plan. So what we're going to do is, this year we're not going to do the 24-hour race this year, because we have a really good idea for next year to do the 24-hour race.
Yes.
But we need some time to prepare for it. Which we can't we can't pull that off in a couple weeks.
No, there's no way that'd get done in time.
Yeah, this will be more like get what we need in the spring and have it sort of ready for this time next year.
We should start looking now.
We actually
might be
should,
able
dude. Yeah, we'll probably get some good deals. Yeah, and I don't want to give away too much because I think it'll be a super entertaining way of doing it.
Be some good content, some good videos.
Yeah, I think people really dig watching it and kind of see what happens with it all. But without giving away too much, we have a new game plan that will involve that next year. So in turn, which is what are we doing now?
We're going to go to the World Vet Championship at Glen Helen.
Yeah, totally. So it's like a couple weeks later, really.
Not too far off.
Yeah. Same thing, only it's the World Vet Motocross Championships in Glen Helen. So that's the plan now, is to head down and do that.
Who do you know that's racing in that?
There's actually, apparently there's like 30 Canadian dudes.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. I was talking to Shane Cuthbertson, Rad 2.0. He was the one that put on the Amazing Outliers event.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he raced on the weekend, didn't he?
Yeah. And he raced too. Yeah. And I was chatting with him about it. And I was asking him like, dude, are you going down to race this thing? And he's like, yeah. There's actually like, 20 or 30 of us that are headed down. I'm like, no way.
Like Canada-wide or from Alberta, this area?
That's a good question. I'm not entirely sure. I want to say Canada-wide, I'm guessing. But maybe not. Maybe it's just from this area. But and then apparently the guy who's kind of spearheading this group going down is going to have some like Team Canada tents set up and stuff.
That's
like
awesome. Dude.
Yeah. So it sounds like it's going to be a pretty cool weekend to be a part of. So I'm looking forward to heading down and doing that, which means if I'm doing that I definitely need to get some moto in.
Yeah,
sure that the clock's ticking.
Done a touch too much enduro lately.
Yeah, totally. And I got to switch back over now and really get comfortable back on the bike. Which I did a little bit of moto this week, and my suspension was just feeling a little bit off. It felt like the front forks were rebounding a little too hard. So coming out of like a corner that had like a hard hook in it or something, it felt like they were just rebounding a little too hard. So I took my suspension back over to CJR suspension, Charlie Johnson Racing suspension, who's done that suspension already, and just having him service it, new oil, and make sure that all the internals are good to go, because I am fairly hard on that stuff. So get that checked out, make sure it's good to go for this Glen Helen race. But a big shout out to Charlie and CJR suspension. I mean, a ton of people locally are running his stuff now, and it's for a reason. He uses Race Tech valves and stuff like that. Really, really good stuff. So if you're in the market for some suspension, definitely check out Charlie. And he's not paying me to say that. That is, I run his stuff and I really do like it. And a lot of people run his stuff and like it. So check him out. And if you need it done sooner than later, you're going to have to get in touch with him, because he's a busy dude with suspension. So make sure you try and schedule it and get it scheduled.
Dude, at the end of the race yesterday, I saw him zipping around on a pit bike, like suspension, back, forth.
Yeah, dude, he must have collected a dozen different suspension setups and just back and forth from different riders. Yeah. Yeah, super busy. And that's for a reason, right? He knows what he's doing. He's really good at it. And I was really happy with the suspension that he gave me. So, I'll get it all serviced up and get it ready, and then I'll be back motoing down for a little bit.
Gotcha. Suspension. What skill level do you need to be to send it his way? Like, would I notice the stuff you were noticing? Can I go fast enough to notice that? Okay.
No, honestly, dude. And this is just my opinion on suspension in general, but I think you probably have to be, realistically, like, you have to be a fairly fast dude to really notice the difference that the suspension is going to make for you. And the reason that I say that is, if I had a bike that had the most expensive A-kit suspension on it that you could get, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 suspension, right? And I went and did a little lap time. Now, if Eli Tomac shows up, completely stock bike, completely stock suspension, could he go faster with that stock suspension?
Oh, of course he could.
Of course he could, right? So my point is that it's not the suspension that's holding me back. It's my skill set. The suspension will perform enough to allow me to go faster.
Gotcha.
Right? So, and that's why I say, does it feel a little more comfortable and help? 100% it does. And I'm talking for newer riders. But is that the thing you should spend your money on? I don't know that I would. If I could rewind time back when I was, a newer rider, certainly I would say don't spend the money on it.
Gotcha.
I personally would not have noticed. Now, maybe some people are a little more in tune with their bikes than I am.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually just the kind of guy that, honestly, dude, you could give me whatever and I would just ride it. And however that bike responded, I would learn to ride it the way it responded.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's probably not good. I should have learned to set it up a little better. But that's how I learned. I didn't have someone coaching me. So I just learned the hard way. I definitely notice it now with suspension. But for a newer rider, I would say there's probably other things you can spend your money on, and I would venture to say that that's more on the safety gear, so a better helmet, better set of boots, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's probably more important when you're learning, because it's not the suspension that's holding you back from becoming a better rider.
Gotcha. You're maybe better off getting a season's pass to your track, or
Mm-hmm.
getting some coaching, some more one-on-one time, doing some schools.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Spend the money in spots like, better gear, coaching, that kind of stuff. That will be. Did you just Hulk your drink?
Like a volcano had erupted.
That would be definitely money well spent. Certainly when you're a newer rider, yeah.
Gotcha.
Like I say, if you put some nice fancy suspension on there, like, let me put it this way. So I have two Hondas, right? One has stock suspension on it, and I have my actual motorbike that has the revalve suspension on it. If I put you on both those bikes and I told you to, do a lap on this bike and then do a lap on this bike, you will not be able to tell me the difference in the suspension. Other than you would say this suspension, like when I land, it's hard. You'll just tell me it's a hard landing because the suspension is stiff because it's set for me. That's all you're going to notice.
Yeah.
All I would have to do is lighten the compression on it a little bit, soften it up, and you're not going to know that it has gold valves in it and it has different dampening and all this stuff. You're not going to be able to tell any of
Sorry,
that.
did you say gold valves?
Yeah. So
You put gold in your bike. You
No,
would. You would. What a chat.
I only the best for me, okay?
Yes, my gold valves and platinum pistons.
Platinum pistons.
My diamond camshaft.
diamond,
Is there a camshaft in a
diamond
bike?
encrusted nuts.
Yes. I have nothing but money to spend.
Yes. Very well. Good, sir. I do remember, though, the first time that I actually tried like revalve suspension, or actually something that wasn't stock. And I think it just had different springs in it, and it was actually just set for my weight. I don't even remember that it was revalved. I think it was just set for my weight. I just noticed that over some of the bigger jumps, it wouldn't bottom out.
Gotcha.
And that's honestly one of the good big parts about having suspension like that, for the people that don't know, is bottoming resistance. So as it gets further and further into the stroke, it will slow you down quicker, so you're not going metal to metal. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then obviously, it handles different on small chop. It'll, in the upper part of the stroke, it'll behave differently, so it absorbs the small bumps a little better, so you don't get head shake, and which means you can go faster.
Nice.
There's lots of benefits to it, but you're talking guys that are hitting 90 kilometers an hour down a straightaway that's full of a chop, right? Some of the newer riders, they ain't hitting 90 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
They're still in first, second gear. They're maybe doing 30 kilometers an hour. Their suspension doesn't need to behave that way just yet.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
though?
it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned weights and having it set up for your weight. If I was to go buy a brand new Honda today, what's the weight that it's set up for, ballpark?
So typically they set it up for like 160 to 180 pound rider, and there is a little bit of leeway in there. You have to keep in mind that any bike that comes from the factory, they're picking the absolute average of everything,
Gotcha.
right? Because they're trying to put something out that's good for the general mass, right?
Yeah.
The general mass, however, is typically not built like you.
I was going to say, like, that's 35 pounds lighter than I am.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So now the springs that are in the stock suspension, they can, they'll have a weight limit where they'll still perform reasonably well. And that's typically, like, again, completely depends on the bike, but like 180 pounds or something like that. Like, once you get above that, you might need to get different springs in them.
Gotcha.
That can handle a little more weight.
But then someone like me is also not doing the mountain's edge jump and stuff like that. So does it matter that much?
No, again, with something like that, And just from the jumps that you do, I would say no. You'll be quite fine. Yeah, I wouldn't drop a bunch of money in new springs and all that stuff. Yes, it would help a little bit in terms of control on the bike and stuff, but I feel like your skill set you can make leaps and bounds, say with coaching and stuff like that, to increase your skill set far more than you're going to notice that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's not to say that it doesn't do anything. Hey, and if you got some couple G notes to burn, by all means, bring her over and to Charlie and get her done.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, typically it's when you start to get a little faster on the bike, that's when you'll start to notice the big difference in the suspension. And for me, a lot of it is confidence. So on a stock bike, you know, I could probably take a completely stock bike, suspension, everything, and I could probably go out and almost match or match my fastest lap times, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. The difference for me, however, is when I have the suspension done, I'm just way more confident in my suspension. So I can dive into corners a little harder, knowing that it's not going to bottom out on me. Like, or I can launch a little further off a jump. Like I can OJ a jump a little bit and have confidence that I'm not going to destroy my suspension when I land. I can see you starting to giggle.
In my mind, I just orange juiced a jump so hard, bro.
Orange juice? You just picture a glass of orange juice?
Yeah, my mind, OJ is orange juice, not overjumped.
So, so that's, you know, it gives you the confidence that you can do that and you'll be all right. You're not going to blow your fork seals out, things like that. And like I say, coming into corners, you can come into a corner with a lot more steam. And when you start to brake really hard, the front end starts to dive down, right? And if you're on really soft stock suspension, you know, even if the rebound and stuff is set up properly and the front end starts to dive, when you hit the bottom of that corner, if you're going hard and fast, it's going to want to shoot you out the way that you don't want.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, there's some things that you notice for sure as a faster rider, but, or I shouldn't say faster rider, because I mean, what does that even mean, right? Faster to who, right?
Compared to me.
Well, okay. So if I'm faster to you, then faster to me is just another fast pro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's all context. And even some of the local pros that are super fast, they're not faster compared to Eli Tomac, you know? So I don't know, faster, what does that even mean? Yeah. But maybe I'll say more experienced riders.
Gotcha.
Make more sense?
Yeah. You keep going to Eli. Who's the fastest rider right now?
Eli. Well, he wrapped up the championship. Yeah. Which was really interesting too. Like that was a super entertaining race to watch. You could see his experience come into play. And I don't want to say Chase Sexton's immaturity, because he obviously is an amazing rider. I think he wanted it really, 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 really bad. And he pushed with everything that he had. And he just made some mistakes.
Gotcha.
I don't know that that's necessarily experience even, because I mean, even Eli Tomac, you see him, he's made mistakes in years past too, right? So, what an entertaining race that was.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, I hate to admit that.
Oh, dude, you need to catch up on that one, because there's 1 point separating them, and and it was for all the beans. He who wins that race wins the championship.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty gnarly. They had Jason Anderson and Ryan Dungey, Ken Roxon. Like, you're talking like crazy fast guys, and they had like a 40-second lead over these dudes.
Jeez.
Like, dude, it was crazy. Like 40, 50-second leads on guys who are previous champions. You know, that's insane. To think that they can go that much faster than those guys.
Yeah, that's nuts, man.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And it kind of speaks to their bike setup too, right? They have it really dialed in to be able to go that fast.
When does Supercross start?
January.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, that's still a ways away.
Yeah, I know. There's always like this time between like Motocross and Supercross that I'm like, well, now what do I watch?
Yeah.
Right?
NASCAR? Is that
I know. No.
That's where I draw the line.
Yeah, totally.
I like engines, but not that much.
Not that much, no. I actually started listening or watching F1 racing.
Okay.
Like have you seen that on Netflix?
No.
The Driven to Survive or Survive to Drive or something like that. You haven't seen it?
No.
So didn't think I was going to like it at all. Never looked at F1. Is it F1 racing? Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Those are really fast cars.
Yeah. Like the little IndyCar things.
Yeah.
Never looked at F1 racing ever before as something I would ever be interested in.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, I watched a couple episodes of that show and I started getting hooked.
And
like it's really good.
Now in your garage, you have an F1
so I actually,
car. The bullet.
I'm gonna need to make some room and store that thing. It's a pretty neat sport. I never would have thought that I would like it, but yeah, it's cool, man. Check it out. F1 Drive to Survive or something, like Driven to Survive or something.
Yeah, I'll give it a watch.
Yeah, but other than that, man, I'm gonna rewatch some old races probably.
Mm-hmm.
And even watching some of the old races, dude, like it's neat being able to watch them ride, watch their technique, their style, and their line choices, as much as the cameras can catch anyway. And one thing that I really like to do while I'm doing cardio, so like if I do like the assault bike,
mm-hmm.
and I don't know if anyone else does this, or maybe it's just me being weird and probably slightly obsessed, but I will go on YouTube and I will look up GoPro from other pro riders, and notably like the MXGP riders. So GoPro slaps their cameras on a bunch of the MXGP riders and posts up like 8-minute clips of them doing the start of the race and then a bunch of laps in the race, whatever. Yep. And so while I'm riding the assault bike, believe it or not, I'll get going on it and I'll put this GoPro view in front of me. And as they're riding, I will start looking at line choices as they're riding. And so they'll come up on a guy and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to go left. And then it's interesting to see where they go,
That's cool.
Yeah. And it actually even helps get my heart rate up, dude. Cause I'm like, I'm doing the assault bike and I got my arms going right. And I can see like the guy coming up that they're trying to pass. And so I'll start like pedaling faster and my heart rate will start to climb. And I'm like, hey, get him.
Dude, that's awesome. So you're essentially playing a video game.
Yeah, truly. Yeah.
A poor person's video game.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Got a bike and a phone.
Exactly.
And YouTube. Let's do this.
Yeah. But yeah, honestly, I do. Like I'll look at their line choices and I'll, if they're trying to get around somebody or even on the start. Another thing I do, dude, is I'll watch, because it'll just be, it's on their helmet or whatever. Mm-hmm. So it'll show the gate drops. So I will watch video after video after video of gate drops. Mm-hmm. And not that you can see what their technique is on the bike. You can't see any of that. But reaction time. I will watch the gate and I will actually hold my finger out like I have it on the clutch. Yep. And when the gate drops on the video, I let my finger go with the clutch. Like,
no way.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Oh, we should see if we can clamp a clutch onto your assault
bike.
The assault bike. Yeah, so you're actually working a clutch and a brake and all that.
Totally. Yeah. I don't know if any of that helps whatsoever. But it's something I do. Yeah. So while I'm doing cardio, I watch that and I look at line choices and practice the starts mentally. And I did see a study one time that really interested me, and it was it took people who exercise, and in particular this one study focused on bicep curls. And it was they took a group of, and forgive me, I'm probably going to butcher this a little bit because it's been, I don't know, probably almost 2 decades since I read this, or at least 15 years or something. It's been a long time. But I'll give you the Cole's notes of it. So they took a group of people who exercised. They did arm curls. Okay. And they measured the response, the muscular response, hypertrophy, activation in the tissue. Mm-hmm. They measured that.
How do you measure that?
I think they hooked up like electrodes and stuff and actually measured the output.
Gotcha.
If I'm remembering correctly, I'll have to pull it up again. It's been a long time, but, and then they took a group that, they took a group that had weight on it, right? And then they took a group that had just the bar, no weight. Yep. And then they took a group that used strictly visualization techniques, strictly visualized going through it. Now we've heard lots and lots and lots about how effective mental reps of things can be. Extraordinarily effective, right? But what was really interesting about this study is that it actually showed that the people that visualized it, and were good at visualizing it, actually got the same stimulation in their tissue as the people who lifted the weight.
No way.
Isn't that ridiculous?
You got to be kidding me. So I'm just going to stay in my bed.
Totally, dude. So
think about lifting weights instead of going to the basement.
Right. So
getting after it.
That's the obvious response to that is, okay, well, that's BS, right? Because you can't tell me that I can look at doing squats or think about doing squats and I'm going to get as big a legs as someone doing squats. Yeah. That's not the point. The point is that if you focus on something mentally, you get you'll get a good mental rep of it, which means it's not for nothing, right? So if you again, if you're doing gate drops, like if you just close your eyes and you practice gate drops and gate drops and gate drops, it will help for sure. It does. It's really fascinating.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and that's something that has been preached in most of the sports that I've been involved in, like whether it's fighting, like you're constantly doing mental reps all over the place. Coaches were big on that. You're working combos, think about it, visualize it, and it just works when you go to try it, where if you just show up and start punching things, it's not as smooth, doesn't flow as well. But
and to add on to that too, I would say like proper technique. So I think of like say a boxer, right? If he's boxing, I'm guessing that's what it's called when you're actively doing it. Let's say he's boxing and he's practicing proper technique, right? He's still building those neuron pathways so his body does the exact same movement every single time, right? If you visualize that exact proper technique, your mind is still working on pathways of that proper technique. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of that same stuff can apply to fitness in general, or moto, or any of that stuff.
For sure.
Yeah, I think that's probably a big part of it.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, that's a weird way of saying I like to watch things when I do the assault bike,
and pretend that you're a pro.
And I pretend that I ride dirt bikes like a child.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that's I found it to help.
Cool.
Yeah.
Gonna have to try it.
Yeah, dude. Wow, that was 42 minutes.
Oh.
I don't even know what we covered in 42 minutes. I just got talking.
Yeah, I'm at a loss. Oh yeah, we started with gate drops and then Holeshots, and then you pretending to be Eli Tomac.
Yeah, now I'm gonna put Eli's jersey on and pretend I'm him when I'm racing.
Do you wear your gear on the assault bike?
No,
you don't have boots.
I should though. Hey, like I really should train. You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, I should put my helmet, my neck brace on, and really get into it. Yeah. The boots too.
Yes.
Man, so you know how I got those new boots just recently? They were destroyed.
What? How?
Yeah. The old woods riding I did took a bit of a toll on them.
Gotcha.
Some buckles have broken off. And yeah, the inside calves were like, you hold onto the frame of your bike, they're wearing out already. Yeah.
No, they just can't contain your calves.
Dude,
you have ridiculous calves.
It's a problem. It is a problem. I'm telling you, dude. Like, I run like a hippo as it is, and my calves don't help, okay? I wish I had more of a runner's calf, but I don't even train calves. That's the frustrating part of it. Like, I don't work them out.
Have you ever been able to find a pair of socks that fit over them?
No. And actually, of that too, like moto boots and stuff, good luck. So, just for context, my calves are almost 19 inches. And try and fit those things into moto boots. It's ridiculous. Or not to mention knee braces. Like knee braces, yeah, it fits right around my knees because I also have knobby knees. I'm built super weird.
Yeah.
I have these knobby little knees and yet these stupid calves. And so the knee braces, okay, so they may fit like on my knee, but I can't get the strap around my calf muscle, dude.
Dude, so you just finished talking about dirt bikes and how they're built for the average because that way they hit the most amount of people. I imagine moto boots would be no different. They're probably built for average people, not people with 19-inch calf muscles.
Dude. Yeah, they don't make them for weirdos like me. And I've struggled with that ever since I can remember, just my calves not fitting into the boots. So I used to actually get boots that were way too big in my foot.
Just so Kleenex in the front or something?
Well, just wear big socks, just so that my calf, like I could close the boot. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just something I always struggle with. I don't think that there's anything I can actually do about it.
So if I see you at the track with duct tape around your boot, it's because
I've got them taped on.
Yeah,
that and the buckles have all broken off, and the logos on the front get smashed off from logs. And dude, that the whole like off-road scene, man, they are so hard on everything. The bikes, the gear, like. Everything gets just destroyed.
Talking to Tyler about it, it's like, how do you get over the log? Smash into it. How do you get over the wall? Smash into it. What about that giant culvert thing? Smash into it. Like it's just smash into things.
And you know what's funny too, like especially coming from my moto background, I had a fella come up and talk to me this weekend about the outliers, and you know what? A lot of people have asked me how it went, and giving me some props for trying it as a moto guy, which I really, really appreciate. I think it's cool. It's a cool I don't know, crossover, I guess, thing.
Yeah. Are you doing it again next year?
Yes.
Cool.
100% I'm in.
Honey P.
Oh, dude, I can't wait. I'm up in my game, though. I'm up in my game. I'm going to, yeah. So this time, obviously, was I just want to try it, right?
Mm-hmm.
This next one, I want to come in and actually compete.
Okay.
I want to give her the beans.
I'll be there.
Yeah, dude.
Around the track.
Yes.
No. How do you get past Mitch? Smash into him.
Exactly. And that's what they do. That's what they do. You ride over it, dude. You ride over the bike. So this guy that I was talking to on the track, he's like, oh, that was cool. So I was over them. Thank you. And he's just a pure moto guy. And he's like, how badly do your bikes get wrecked? And I'm like, dude, you have no idea. I said, so I had no intentions of like sending my bike up cliffs and stuff like that, but you just, I don't know, dude. In the moment, you're just like, well, I'm not waiting another 20 minutes to get a try at this, and because my race will be over, and you're just like, I'm just gonna send it up there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just, and then you just acknowledge that riding off-road, you're gonna destroy things
and stuff.
Yeah, dude. Like, it just, honestly, you become okay with it somehow. But it's such a contrast to motocross, where like you get one scratch in your graphics or your front fender because you tipped over in a corner. You're like, oh hell, I got a scratch in my front fender now. It doesn't look super clean.
Yeah, need to replace all the plastics.
Yeah, man. Or you get like you tip over and bend a clutch lever. You're like, well, I need a new one of those now.
I'm done for the day.
Yeah. Meanwhile, like a lot of the off-road bikes, they're like stitched together.
Dude,
like literally stitched together.
At the end of the race, I saw people like duct tape and electrical tape levers and stuff. Like, there was so much stuff on those bikes that did not start on there.
No, like they'll pack electrical tape around with them, right? Because they'll hit a tree or fall off a cliff, and they're like, well, I guess I need to tape this back together so I can make it home.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's just not something you deal with in motocross, you know? Certainly, if you see a dude on the track that's like got a taped clutch lever, you're gonna give him a look like, dude, are you like, should you be out here? You know what I mean? Like, your stuff's broke, right?
I've been to your van. I know you've got lots of spares. You'd probably be like, come on, let's get you fixed up.
Absolutely, let's get you taken care of. You can't have that on a moto track.
Yep.
Yeah, there was another guy at the track, this weird guy, little dude Tate. Little Tate, who works for iRide. And anyone who's been at the races knows Tate. One of my favorite little dudes. He runs around and hands out the iRide samples.
He's so cute.
He's just wicked. So little Tate was lining up for his race, and he had the goggle strap was down at the bottom of his helmet. So I'm like, Tate, buddy, I can't let you do this. We need to sort this out. So I move his goggle strap up, right? I'm like, I can't send you out there looking like that. But in the off-road world, like, it's not about how you look, dude. Like, you just see the craziest stuff. It's so different than moto. Yeah, in moto, there's like these fashion faux pas, you know, but in the off-road world, it's anything goes. Anything goes. You can be wearing jorts and like a mustard stained wife beater. Yeah. And as long as you can send it up that hill, they're like, that was sweet.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, dude. Like a raging mullet, you name it, man. And it's all good. Yeah, it's really cool. I'd like to do an episode sometime on like the difference between moto and enduro. Like, the whole off-road enduro scene has just really opened my eyes to a whole side of the thing that I didn't really know existed.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to find an enduro guy to come speak at us. Lecture us on the differences.
Yeah, it'll just be three dudes just getting
three dudes. That's it. 3 dudes. This is 3 dudes
What
podcast.
did you say when I asked you if your mic was in the one day? I'm jacked on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be 3 dudes that are just jacked on, just ready to talk at each other. Oh man, yeah. Well, I don't know who's gonna want to come on this ridiculous thing that we call a podcast.
Nobody.
But there's gonna be some taker somewhere.
Yeah.
Ooh,
money
update
talks.
By the way. Update.
Yes.
We have had a couple people answer about the ketchup mayo scenario. Or no, what was your ranch? Whatever ghetto thing you decided you want to put stuff on.
Yeah, but then we got to change it.
No. A deal is a deal.
Ketchup,
so for everyone listening, or watching, if you haven't heard the podcast, we made a bet. We wanted to take a poll. Is ketchup better on French fries, hamburgers, that sorts of
No,
things.
it's just French fries.
Was it just fries?
Just fries.
I'm fine with that because I still win. Was ketchup better on fries, or was a ranch dip better on fries? Now here's the thing: we took a poll. The bet was loser has to wear a dress, right?
Yep.
Now we've taken a poll. The people have answered.
I'll tell you when this poll's taken.
The poll's closed, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
really?
we got our answer. We got our answer, dude. And so enlighten me. What is the answer? Please enlighten the good watchers and the good listeners to what the answer was and who won the bet.
I have yet to see the results, and I'm already telling you right now, I want a recount. I want it verified. There needs to be somebody, an independent third party in the room when we go over the results.
Okay, well, who's going to be the third party? We don't know that many people.
Oh, you got a neighbor. Let's go find a neighbor. Hey, random dude, can you look at this poll, please?
Is it ketchup or is it French? So we know it's ketchup. Now, here's what I'm thinking. Hear me out.
Allegedly, it's ketchup. Allegedly.
100% it's ketchup because I'm normal. You're the freak show. Here's the thing. You know what I should have thrown into the bet is you need to get your steak well done and dip her in ketchup. That's what you need to try. You need to give that a go. That's part of the deal now. That's part of the deal.
No.
You're wearing a dress. You're going to get a well done steak and you're going to dip it in ketchup.
I will enter the outliers as a pro prior to eating a steak dipped in ketchup. A well done steak in ketchup.
Okay, well, pick your poison, I guess. So here's what I'm thinking for the dress. Okay. Hear me out. Have you seen Popeye before?
Oh no.
What's his girlfriend's name? What was her name again? Madeline or no?
I thought it was with an M.
Yeah, I thought it was. Let's look it up quick. Yep. What's her? Shoot, I can't remember what the heck it is. Not Madeline. Mary May? No. I don't remember. Shoot, I'm drawing the blank. What does it say?
I've got pictures. Olive oil.
Oh, dude, I was so close. I was so close. Yeah, I was close, I was one vowel off. What do you want from me? So Oliver oil.
Oliver oil.
Yeah, Oliver oil there. Her get up. Okay, a sailor's dress. That's all I'm saying.
Sailor's dress.
Old-timey sailor's dress. You have to wear it at an event. Now, here's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Maybe one of the fall series races, but I feel like that's not a big enough deal.
What if we do a ride night and I will come out and do some single track with you guys?
I'm listening. Okay. I'm listening, but I also want to get the most bang for my buck that I can of this bet.
I'm not doing it bets, man. It's like tens of thousands of people, man.
It's the perfect opportunity to wear such a thing. That will teach your dirty mouth for saying ranch is better than ketchup.
Dude, it's California. It won't even stand out. They'll be like,
oh yeah, whatever. They're like, yeah, that's normal. That adds up. Probably going to win the class.
I identify as a winner.
Yeah, exactly. Just go get the first place trophy. Just take it. This is mine now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just thinking, look at me.
Look at me.
I am the winner now.
Look at me. Look at me. I am the winner now. Yeah. So we'll get that figured out one way or the other. But I really like the sailor's dress. That's all I'm saying. It's not that I have a thing for sailors, but you would look hilarious in said sailor dress.
Do you have a sailor's captain's
I do.
hat,
That's part of another skit. That is a part of another skit.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. You don't wear that around the house all the time.
Well, I have a pipe too, though, and I don't smoke. Yeah. All right, man. We're almost an hour in.
Yikes.
And I still don't even know what we talked about. It was completely random.
Sorry, everybody, that you had to deal with this, put up with this.
Yeah, sorry if you thought it was going to be about something like educational. My bad.
Yeah.
We just got chatting.
Tricks.
Yeah, tricked you. Oh, man. Well, dude, that's it. Episode 14.
Just a mitch-mash of a whole bunch of topics.
Mitch-mash of a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that's it. Thanks, everyone, for listening, for being watchers.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And I got to get out of here and trim this mustache. It's getting too long.
No. You need to grow a man's mustache.
A man stash?
Yeah.
Okay. What's that entail?
Just being better at it.
Get a mustache transplant. Take
well,
take some hair from the back of my head, thinning head, put it on whatever I can afford. Put it on my face.
Maybe darken her up a bit. You know what I mean?
Just for men.
Yeah. Give her a couple coats of paint.
Yep. She got some old oil that I could use.
I probably do. Yeah. Yeah. I go through quite a bit of that.
How often do you change oil on your bike?
Like every 5 to 7 hours ish.
So like 2 days out, 3 days out.
What do you mean out?
At the track.
Oh yeah. Like if my average ride's 2 to 3 hours, right? I'll do a couple rides and then change it out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I've got some of that yummy stuff at home. Do you want it?
Yeah.
Can you put it in a Honda?
I don't know. As long as I cover its eyes.
Shh.
It'll be okay.
Just this once.
Shh. Just one time. Let me put it in. It'll feel the same. Oh boy. Wow.
The kids have gone to bed.
Wow. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. Took a turn for the worse.
Also, your monthly bill is due. Okay.
It's a good thing nobody listens. It's late in.
No, yeah, we've lost everyone. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're pretty free to talk about whatever now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't need to be professional whatsoever. No. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good news.
Yeah.
See? People like it.
The people like it.
Yeah. I always forget about these buttons. Mm-hmm. Oh, I do have a...
Nice.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
I don't know why that one's on there.
I just wish I could reach them. Oh, thanks. Making fun of my T-Rex
Yeah,
arms.
exactly. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll put in some that we'll actually use, but yeah. Okay. Is that it?
That's it. That's all.
Okay, right on. Well, if you are still watching or listening, thanks.
Thanks for sticking around.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Sorry for the crude humor. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.